Yeah, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Hell yeah. All right, we are live on YouTube. And give me a second. I got to tuck in the wire here. I forgot to do that. We're live on YouTube. How's everybody doing today? Another gorgeous day here. Taking a little bit of a different way in because there are some people chatting it up on my regular path and don't want to interrupt them. Common courtesy and common decency. I've talked about it before, and I'll share it again because it doesn't really exist much nowadays. I guess, you know, um, maybe I'm thinking of kind of doing a rebrand and labeling myself as the old school life coach. Life coaching, with old school methods. Oldies, but goodies, right? Because the way that we're living life today, folks, is unlike anything we've ever lived before. And humanity is just, how do I put it politely? I don't know if I can even really put it politely. Humanity has just gone insane. Somebody's coming my way over here. I'm trying to avoid them, so I'm just gonna cross the street and then come back the other way. Yeah, humanity is just not the same, and it's sad. It's just really, really sad. And enjoying life, the ways of enjoying life really haven't changed throughout the history of time, right? But the way we go about, finding happiness and enjoying life nowadays is ridiculous. And many of us, if not most of us, take several detours thinking that those detours or those methods are going to bring happiness to our lives much faster, right? And what I've grown to learn is that happiness doesn't have any type of time frame. Let me just wait for this lady to enter the trail first. Lots of people, I guess on Fridays, people get off work early and then they head to the trail. That's what they do. So even just entering the trail today has been kind of challenging because like I said in the past, I'll say it again, I tend to I try my best to respect people and their space and their peace and quiet while I do these walks, because I can get a bit loud and animated because that's just my personality. And now I'm just waiting for that woman. She's gonna enter the trail, but she's just stopping to look at the beauty like she's never seen it before. Maybe she recently moved here. Yeah, I mean, this is all amazing. Like when you first encounter a trail like this with the water and all that. But when you've lived here all your life and you've been coming here for ages, it's like, yeah, you still enjoy the beauty and all that, but it's not as big of a deal, right? But you can always definitely enjoy the beauty. Hope you're having a great Friday. I have another great topic for you folks here today. And it's another critical one. I like to tackle the critical topics here on Coach Eli's channel. I like to get down to the nitty gritty because it's the nitty gritty that we all need help with, right? And most of us just waste so much time taking so many detours, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, that we never really get down to the nitty gritty of what we are really trying to accomplish in life that's going to make us happy. It's the truth, right? How do I know it? I'm 48 years old. I've tried to take many detours in my life. I've tried to shortcut things, right? I've tried to take the fast track, right? And let me tell you, the shortcut, the fast track, the detours, let me tell you how often it works in the end. Zero percent of the time. In the end, it works 0% of the time, because even when you take a detour and shortcut things, even if you have reached some level of success in the dating world or in business, right? And you shortcutted, the road to get there, right? And you took detours to get there, right? That success is going to be short-lived, because when people find out who you really are and your true colors come out, it's not going to work for them anymore. The relationship won't work. The business venture won't work if you shortcut things and take detours, or you pretend to be something you're not. Anything that you do accomplish is going to be short-lived. It's going to be temporary satisfaction. And in the meantime, you're going to start to lose more and more credibility amongst people, right? And it's going to be harder for you to come back and even redo things the right way, because people already know you took the shortcut initially, and now they can't trust you that you're going to do the right thing, right? And your live stream is going to start buffering and going out. Well, thank you for the topic, Queen. Well, Queen, if it does, it does. I mean, I'm on a hiking trail with several large power transmission lines, and there's a lot of interference, and it is what it is. There's really not much I can do about it. I mean, I love this trail, and I was going to go to a different trail today, but I decided to come back here. My day was pretty busy in the home office. I had some other things to do. So, again, my apologies, It is what it is. We're just going to deal with it as it comes along and keep moving forward. But thank you. Thank you for your feedback, Queen. Just a brief story here to update you folks regarding my lady. And I'm using her for example purposes because she's not the only one that's going through this. Like many, if not most women, have experienced this at one point or another. My woman is experiencing burnout. Because like I've been mentioning, for the last several months, we've been together 5 months now, and there have been times where her and I hung out where she just passed out and just, was just not feeling good, right? And her and I have both been trying to figure out what's going on, and she's been to her doctors, and her doctors check her vitals every time, and she's all good with her vitals, right? Everything is good, right? So why does she keep passing out? And it finally dawned on me that she's exhausted. She's exhausted because, one, she works a job in retail management as an assistant store manager with the most crazy hours. I have done assistant management before in the retail world, and I know how those hours are. Sometimes you'll close one night, get off work at 10 o'clock, and then you have to be back at work at 5 or 6 in the morning. And remember, then you have to drive back home, settle in, try to get to bed as quickly as possible. Then you have maybe 3 hours of decent sleep, 3 or 4 hours of sleep, get up early, have breakfast, get ready, and drive back to work. Like, what kind of quality of life is that, right? And assistant store manager, I've done a stream on this on its own. You can go back and look for it on my channel. Just type in assistant store managers are the most abused people in the workforce or something like that. I can't remember what it was called exactly. But they are, right? So she's in one of the most difficult fields to work in from a quality of life standpoint. So that her job alone is burning her out. That alone can exhaust her. At the same time, like most women, they want to work, then they want to go hang out with friends and family and do things. Why? Because women just don't want to be alone. They don't want to be alone. None of them do. No matter what they see, even modern women, they don't want to be alone, right? And even if they're exhausted, they want to be around people. You know, they would prefer to be around their man or living with their man. But in the case of my lady and I, we're in a new relationship, and we're not living together, and we live a little over an hour away from each other, so we can't always see each other, right? So because I'm not living with her and there with her, even though she's exhausted from work, she still has those feelings of loneliness, always wanting to be around people. And that's how pretty much all women are, right? They're emotional beings, right? They don't like being alone ever, right? So what does she do? She pushes herself. She'll go out after work with her friends when I'm not around. I trust her, no big deal, right? She'll go visit her mother and father on her days off sometimes. It's about a 3-hour drive. And that drive is further exhausting her. Then she'll want to spend time with me. And because we're not local, we sometimes meet up halfway, or I go see her, or she comes sees me. Further exhausting her, right? One thing after the other, right? And what's happening? Happens to most women nowadays, right? These women start to get burnt out. They start to pass out when you're hanging out with them, right? Falling asleep on you. With my lady, there have been a few times where we've been on a walk and she passed out and fell to the ground. And all this opened up my eyes. All of this opened up my eyes. I'm like, what's really happening here? You know, like I said, my lady's vitals are always great. She's in good health, right? There, you know, were times where I was thinking, is she dehydrated? You know, because she likes to drink a little bit of alcohol, you know, every now and then. And I'll have a social drink every now and then, too. Is the alcohol dehydrating her? I was thinking it was that. And then I just started to realize it's exhaustion, right? And then a few days ago, I was hanging out with my lady. She wasn't feeling too well, but she was well enough to hang out. We had a good time, went to dinner. And then the next day, you know, it was one of her days off. I hung out with her earlier this week. And then the next day, I believe it was Wednesday, she went to work and just wasn't feeling well. Came home, we talked briefly, and then she went right to bed. Right? And then Thursday, which was yesterday, her other day off, she slept all day. I talked with her at night. We talked for a couple hours because, you know, we miss each other, obviously. And I could tell her voice, she was sick as a dog, and she was still trying to make effort to talk with me. Right? I wanted to be there for her. And I missed her too. I missed hearing her voice too. You know, I like talking to my lady typically like to talk at least once a day, typically in the evening before bed. But, in these situations, I'd have no problem if she would just go to sleep and then we'll talk the next day, right? We're good, right? But what happened because she kept pushing herself between her job and always wanting to be around friends and family and never wanting to be alone. What happened between her job and never wanting to be alone even when I'm not around, right? She overwhelmed herself so much. She overextended herself so much. She literally burned herself out to the point of where, her body's been trying to tell her to slow down and rest and take some time for yourself, right? And she kept not listening to her body. And what happened? She got sick. She has the flu. And the flu is kicking her ass right now, right? The flu is kicking her ass. Why? Because it's forcing her body to rest. When her body was trying to tell her in a nice way initially to rest, because you're getting exhausted, you're overextending yourself, but she didn't listen to her body because she's as stubborn as I am. Trust me, she's stubborn. But in a good way, don't get me wrong. So now, she's like, I don't feel good. I have aches, I have pains, I have a fever, blah, 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 whatever, right? And she's resting. Folks, I've been in that position many times. I'm a stubborn guy. I've never tried to let any sickness get to me, right? And I'll typically get a little cold, or sometimes it's a little bit more than a little cold, once a year or so, maybe a couple times a year, right? And I'll take, NyQuil and DayQuil, and I'll be able to power through it, right? But there are times where I've overextended myself with everything I'm doing throughout my days to the point of where I kept on getting more and more sick. And then, the sickness was amplified through my body, forcing me to rest, right? That's what happens when you get sick. When you get sick, your body is forcing you to rest because you're not resting normally, right? And this is not just women. Men go through this too, but especially modern women nowadays that are, women have been liberated 55 years and they're working jobs nowadays that they weren't working before they got liberated about 55 years ago. And the jobs women are doing require them to exude, like I've always said, more masculine energy than feminine energy out of their natural essence. I'm not saying women are not capable of doing it. They are. But, were women's bodies designed to lift 50, 100 pounds a day, and stock shelves and lifting 50-pound, 100-pound boxes, right? I'm not saying that you ladies are not capable. Some of you ladies are pretty damn strong. And it's all good. And no one's trying to take anything away from you, right? But how were your bodies designed? Your bodies were not designed for that type of work. So when you force your body to do that type of work all the time and work these crazy schedules like my lady's working, you're exhausting yourself. You're overextending yourself. And when you do that, it affects all other aspects of your life, your relationship, your friendships, your family relationships with your kids, if you have kids, or your parents, or your brothers and sisters, aunts, uncles, etc. It affects everything. Now, to my lady, if you're not in a deep sleep right now and you're watching or you watch this later, we're good. I have to mention that because she's an emotional being, and I don't want her to think that we're not good. We are good, right? And the reason why, I've been helping my lady through this and been very supportive, right, is because I don't want us to ever get to the point of where, something like this would affect our relationship, right? So we're handling it respectfully and maturely like grown adults. And let me tell you, it wasn't easy getting through to her initially. Because I don't tell people what to do, especially a woman I'm dating, especially women in general, right? But when she was passing out and always tired and just always trying to do things, running all over Northern California, visiting family, hanging out with friends in her area, coming out to see me, right? Then going to work and working all these odd hours, closing the night before and opening the next morning with less than 4 hours of sleep or 3 hours of sleep. It adds up. It freaking adds up. And that's why I firmly believe nowadays the reason why a lot of women are single is because of this. I mentioned so many times in the past, when I was single and looking, I was on Match.com, which is where I found my lady. I would see women in their late 40s and even throughout their 50s that were good-looking women. Like, these women looked better than many women in their 20s nowadays. Many women in their 20s nowadays are all out of shape and overweight, right? And when they put out pictures, they'll like turn around and stick their butt in your face because, most guys like big butts, right? But what's on the front side, sweetheart, right? Where's the face, right? There's more to life than a big juicy booty, right? I mean, I'm all for a big juicy booty or a booty in general, whatever, right? But there's more to it than that. But these women in their late 40s and, early to mid to late 50s that are very attractive, in nice shape, make good money, have a nice house, nice car, and yet they're single, never been married, and have no kids, right? Why is that? It's because of what I just mentioned right now. Women are overextending themselves between their jobs, and then in the meantime, while they're single, they want to go out with the freedom they have and always hang out with friends and family and do things. Like women on their days off won't rest. They'll do things, right? And I'm not saying you shouldn't go out and do things on your days off, right? But every now and then, maybe once a month on your days off, at least, you should take those 2 days and just stay home or do, minimal things with friends and family that are nearby and just rest and sleep and catch up on rest, like I said, right? Women nowadays just don't seem to want to rest, right? And it's burning them out. And that's what I think is happening. And in all honesty, nobody's talking about this stuff. Most other creators that most other creators that talk about male and female relationship dynamics, they talk about women cheating and women being hypergamous, which they're never satisfied with who they're with, so they're always looking for the next best thing. That's part of their biology, to a natural thing, to a natural extent, right? But there's a lot more to it that women are going through that you guys aren't talking about. You're not delving deep enough into it like I do, right? And if we want women to, how do I say this without being rude to women? I'm just going to come out and say, if we want women to go back to being the way they once were, right? Nice, sweet, loving, caring, nurturing, right? Consistent, right? We really have to dig deep and figure out and understand and help women work through what they're really struggling with nowadays. And it all has to do, it all stems from their work and how stressful their work is and how they manage their personal time outside of work. Do they overextend themselves? Do they do they take breaks and sometimes just go home and sleep and rest? Yeah, there are a lot of women that I've known in the past that are so tired after work that they just go home and rest, right? And that comes at the expense of having a personal life, right? But at least they're not overextending themselves to the point of where, they're going to fall flat on their face at some point, and that may happen at work, right? Part of the solution is finding a job that you enjoy doing as a woman, and a job that has a consistent schedule. I've noticed women are happiest when they're doing something they enjoy doing and they have a regular schedule, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and have nights and weekends off. Now, I know that may not be possible in every field, every career. My lady used to be a nurse, and nurses work odd hours. Right? But here's the thing. Nurses, while they may work, 3 or 4 shifts a day, some of them work 410s, some of them work 312s, right? Okay. They still have 3 to 4 days off each week, right? So that's kind of like having a similar schedule as someone who would work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and have nights and weekends off, right? So if you're going to work your ass for 3 days, working 12 hours a day, right? And even if you work 3 hours at 14 hours a day, right? You now have 4 days off in a row to recover. So what do? You go home after your last shift, after your last, 12-hour shift, right? And just rest and relax, get a good night's sleep, and you take the next day relaxing all day and recovering, right? All right? And after that day, you still have 3 more days off. So after you've rested and relaxed, now you have 3 more days, right? And then you take those 2 days, if you have a boyfriend or, a husband or if you're single and you have family and other things you want to do, then you're rested and recovered. Take those 2 days and have fun, because now you're recovered. But then the last day off, the 4th day, take into consideration that the next day after that you're going back to work. So whatever you did during those 2 days of going out and doing everything, it's gonna tire you again. So now you need to rest and recoup again to be able to go to work and function properly, right? A lot of women don't take this into consideration. They just go boom, 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 boom. Women have always been great multitaskers. When they were homemakers, they were taking care of the kids, they were vacuuming, they were cooking, they were doing all these things, right? And even though most women are not homemakers anymore nowadays, right? Women still have that tendency to always be doing something because it's within their biological nature, right? But ladies, because we're adding in a full-time job nowadays, you've got to take that into consideration, and that's where a lot of the issues are. A lot of women struggle with their work and their personal life balance. And when I say work-personal life balance or personal life balance on its own, I'm not only talking about their dating relationships, I'm talking about the rest of their personal life, which includes their family and friends and other people they want to spend time with and want to spend time with them, right? And I kind of went off on a little tangent on this, and it kind of sort of relates to the topic, right? Not exactly, but kind of sort of. But I just kind of wanted to mention that because my lady's currently going through something that I know a lot of women are going through or have gone through, right? And if I can help you identify this while it's happening or before it happens, you may be able to prevent this from happening to you and do the right thing initially. Start to balance out your work and your personal life and take time to rest. Take time to be alone. Ladies, there's nothing wrong with being alone for half a night without your man. He's not going to go anywhere, right? Now, there are some men that will cheat and do stupid things, but then you're with the wrong man. If you're with a good man you trust and you love, and you're not living together in a relationship, like my lady and I have for 5 months, hey, babe, I'm not going to go anywhere. You rest and you get better. And I'm a cool and understanding guy. Like I could be complaining I don't see my woman enough, or we're not intimate enough or anything, right? All that is good. I'm not complaining, right? But because of her schedule and what she's been through, I'm seeing her a lot less than, you know, I would have typically seen other girlfriends in the past. But because I care about her and she cares about me and we're so good together, right? I'm understanding to it, right? It doesn't bother me, right? And we're both working on some things. And I know both of us in the future, after all this is sorted out, primarily having to do with her work schedule and her being exhausted, when this is all figured out, it's going to be all hunky-dory. So it's going to be beautiful. And I'm not complaining in the meantime. I'm so supportive and understanding, right? Okay? When you have something real like that, you're going to be understanding and supportive. Before we get to the topic here, folks, and Queen, so far so good today. Got a lot of planes flying back from Southern California. It is Friday. Before we get to the topic, folks, please, if you're here live or watching on the replay, please like this stream or live stream replay. Queen, I spoke too soon. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm back. I spoke too soon. Got somebody coming in a second here. Somebody left a pillow here. I'm going to stop here for a second. There's a woman that's been about a quarter mile behind me. I'm going to let her pass because I walk a little bit slower to do these shows. And I don't want to interrupt her. So I'm going to let her go. But yeah, please like, share, subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications. And that way you won't miss anything. I've been really trying to get out some more content besides these Walking with Purpose live streams, but I've just been a little tired afterwards. And, I had a 2-hour conversation with my lady last night. I wanted to be there for her. I've had some family things to take care of also lately. There's just been a lot going on. So, folks, I am going to try to get you more content as soon as possible. If I have the energy, I may do a in-studio live stream tonight. Might even just, do a maybe a 1-hour stream, just the camera and myself discussing, humanity and where we're at. I mean, I've done a stream like that in the past before, or a video like that in the past, but there's just been so much more that's happened since I did that about a year ago or so. And things are just changing so fast nowadays. And I'm not trying to be jaded, angry, or bitter. I'm not. I've risen above all that. But things are just changing so fast nowadays. It's just it's just crazy. I just wish the world would become a better place. Would become less selfish and inconsiderate. And I wish every human being out there, would just have a lot of self-love deep within and a lot of love to also, give back to the world. Because what you put out, you get back, right? What you give, you get back. Queen, I'm going to go check out the geese. Hey, buddies. Do. That must be the husband and the wife. What's up, bro? How you doing? You just hanging out with your lady? I see you because of the dark screen. That's funny. All right. Oh, I can't see you because of the dark screen. Oh, okay, Queen. You can't see me. All right. All right, let's get right to the topic here, folks. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from the San Francisco Bay Trail in Redwood City, California. About 20 minutes or so south of the YouTube headquarters in San Bruno, California. 15 minutes north of Google headquarters, which owns YouTube, in Mountain View, California. This is episode number 228. And the topic today is, why are people afraid of commitment? How this affects you and overcoming it. One more time. Why are people afraid of commitment, especially in the modern world today, right? Okay. How this affects you and overcoming it, or overcome it, right? How to overcome it, right? So let's get right to it here, because I'm about to get the observation deck in a few. And I'll take a little break when I get up there. I'm not going to go off the air. I'm just going to, show you guys the beauty and stuff like that. Why do people fear commitment? Let's tackle that head on. Why do people fear commitment? With the exception of these mobile live streams where I cannot put end screens. I mean, I do put the end screen elements at the end of this, but I can't add the picture that has a famous quote I use at the end of my pre-recorded videos and in-studio live streams. And the quote that's displayed there is by Tony Robbins. It's a quote that he made famous many, many years ago. And it goes like this: people will do more to avoid pain than to gain pleasure. One more time. Why do people fear commitment? And it's because of this famous saying that Tony Robbins has been using for years. People will do more to avoid pain than to gain pleasure, right? Now listen to that, okay? Listen to how that sounds. It sounds like, and this is what's actually happening, it sounds like people are so guarded nowadays, so guarded because they used to take chances to go after what they want, whether it be a relationship or a job or an entrepreneurial type of situation or whatever, right? People, when you're younger and you first get out there, you take a lot more risks, right? And sometimes you have success, sometimes you fail, right? But because some people fail pretty bad, right? Because some people fail pretty bad and it hurts them, right? Because they don't want to ever feel that pain again, they do more now to avoid pain than to take those risks and gain new pleasure. Food for thought. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's even thinking about that. Myself, Tony Robbins, and maybe a few others. Coach Corey Wayne is another one. Besides that, I'm not seeing any other creators that create similar type of content talk about things like this, right? And delve deep into them, because this is exactly what it's going to take to turn your life around. So many guarded people, When I was single, before I met this woman, I keep referring back to that time because a lot of my experiences, especially when it came to women, happened, when I was single, right? And I would talk with women, and they were attractive and looked like they had their shit together, and it looked like they were looking for the same thing I was looking for, but they were so damn guarded, right? You try to flirt with them, which is a natural thing people need to have in order to have attraction, and they're like, I think you're coming on too strong, or, I don't sleep with anyone right away, or I take my time getting to know someone before any intimacy happens. Any women that go out of their way to mention shit like that are guarded and are doing more to avoid pain than to gain pleasure. It's the truth of the matter. And like I was saying on my stream yesterday and on many streams in the past, right? If you encounter women like this, or ladies, if you encounter guys like this, it's more so the women, but guys can be this way too at times, right? If you encounter a lady like this, guys, cut your losses and move on. Because you're not there to, be a woman's therapist and help her through past trauma that's unresolved, right? And this trauma is not really that big of a deal. Everybody goes through breakups, right? Right? Both men and women at one point or another have used each other for sex. Everybody's been through that, right? Everyone knows that in order to find true love and happiness, you got to take chances that things will happen that you may not like, right? And if you don't take those chances and you leave your guard up, you're only furthering yourself the wrong way. You're only sending yourself back, which is what I'm trying to say, the opposite way. And because you're trying to avoid pain instead of gaining pleasure, you're doing more to avoid pain than gain pleasure, right? When you're that guarded, you're going to be feeling more pain a year or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years down the road. When you ladies ask yourself and say, where have all the good guys gone? I can't find any good guys. Well, how many good guys do you encounter and turn down because you were guarded, because you're doing more to avoid pain than to gain pleasure, right? Fear of commitment. A fear of commitment is someone that does more to avoid pain than gain pleasure, right? That's what it boils down to. Now, before we continue here, let me get up to the observation deck and check out the chat here. I know Queen has been putting out some messages. There was a bird there and it just took off. I was going to try to get it on camera. It's so beautiful. Let me see here. Stop rambling long enough to fix the picture. I only get audio. Really? Can you see me now, Queen? Queen, let me shut down the app and I'll be right back. I'm going to go offline for just a second, okay? All right, Queen. I just shut down the app, put the phone in airplane mode, reset the network, and I'm back. Can you see me now? If you can't see me now, Queen, the problem was never on my end. You may need to shut down your app and relaunch it. It could be that happens sometimes, you know? So if you can't see me now, Queen, then the issue's on your end. Maybe YouTube is having bandwidth issues in your area, or something is wrong with your device. Your device needs to be reset or something. Queen's like, stop rambling for a second. Rambling, Queen. I wouldn't necessarily call it rambling, Queen. I would call it the truth. I would call it advice, experiences, right? But I know you were a little annoyed that you couldn't see the picture. I get it. It was my end. It wasn't my end. It was your end. Can you see me now? Let me know if you can see me now. I'll watch the replay and see what happened. because my screen was not dim. All right, let's start to head back down. So I'm going to do the entire trail on both sides again today. I've been doing both sides lately. And just really been hitting my exercising hard lately. Trying to rebuild some muscles that I lost, when I got my sciatica a couple years ago, herniated a disc, etc. So I've been walking a bit more. And earlier today, I received a package from REI. I always buy stuff from REI only when it's discounted, like 50 to 70% off. I got these, I think they're made by New Balance, resistance bands. I had some resistance bands in the past, and they, after a while, you stretch them so much and they snap, right? Like after a couple years or so, right? But I found some high quality ones that were normally like, I think like $23 or something. But they were on special. They were on clearance from REI for like $6.73 or something like that. So I got a couple of them. Probably give one to my lady. I was telling her about it. So I've been just, I've been trying to get more exercise and build more muscle and just, I think what I'm going to do, my goal for the remainder of 2022 is to get in the best shape of my life. And that would mean, to get back to like a high school shape, I would need to get down to 10% body fat or less, which would give a little bit of a six-pack, and be really super toned and have a good amount of muscle all over my body. And it's not, just for looks or anything like that. I mean, my lady's happy with the way I am now, and I'm happy with her. And I'm not in terrible shape. I just, I want to get into the best shape of my life. I want to show people that, even as you get older, if you take care of yourself, you can feel just as good and look pretty much as good as you did when you were younger, right? And for you guys out there, yeah, guys go gray when we get older, right? And I have a little bit of gray, but I use Just for Men on my beard. And you want to know what's funny? My brother, I think I may have talked about this before, but I'll say it again. My brother, gets on my case for using Just for Men and coloring my beard. And he's thinking that, well, dude, like, women are not going to be attracted to that because they know, it's like you're covering up the gray. Well, dude, my last several relationships in my 40s, when I started coloring it, the women loved it. They also loved the fact that when you use Just for Men, the benefit is not only, oh, wow. I think that's a really nice plane I used to show on the live streams I did out here in the past. Just a nice sounding plane and glides very smoothly. Just for Men not only covers up most of the gray, and it just makes your beard look fuller and thicker and just nice, right? And it helps keep you looking younger, right? But it also softens your beard, so when you're making out with a woman, it doesn't like prick her face like a porcupine, right? That's the last thing you want to do to your lady is when you're making out with her, it's like putting a frickin' porcupine in her face with the needles, right? And don't get me wrong, I love my brother. It's all good, right? Sometimes your family can be your worst critics, right? Right? Don't let it get to you, right? All that matters is how it makes you feel, and, if it's working for you or not. For me, it works, and I love the look. I love taking care of myself, being healthy and fit, and looking at least a little bit younger than my age. Yeah, I'm 48, you know, and my lady, I think she said this, my lady and women in the past before I met her, would say, yeah, you do look about 10 years younger than your age, right? And when you compare pictures of me at 48 compared to some other guys at 48, some other guys at 48 look like they're 65. They're overweight. They've got gray hair, all gray hair, right? You can even color your hair too, guys. Why wouldn't you do it? Or shave your head, right? Color your beard. Get into shape. Get out in the sun. Get a tan. It amazes me how, some guys that look like they're 65, and you ask them how old they are, and they're like, I'm 48, I'm 45. Really? Good Lord. Queen, can you still hear me okay? We got 12 in the box, 4 thumbs up. Once again, to everyone that's here, thank you for being here. Whether you're here live or on the replay, please like this stream. Share it out on your community wall, community tab on YouTube if you have one. Share it out on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, anywhere on social media. If you're a part of some Facebook group pages or LinkedIn group pages, if you're a part of a Reddit forum or wherever, please share it out. I want to help as many people as possible turn their lives around by learning to be happy with themselves first so they can bring happiness to other people and receive more happiness in return. That's a beautiful red plane. Wow. That's the first time I've seen that plane. That is a beaut. Wow. A lot of vitamin D today, I'll tell you that. I'm trying to switch cameras here. Here we go. A lot of vitamin D today. That sun is bright and beautiful, I gotta tell you. Got some people coming up on the other side, so give me a second, folks. Looks like they're doing some work on the trail. That may be a cement truck, or I don't know. They're building something there, and they're putting in a bunch of pipes at the same time. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they're just putting electrical conduits or fiber lines, or they're just they're using this trail before they completely pave it, and putting some services underground. It's interesting. The geese are hanging out there by that little, what do you want to call it, little pond or body of water. I just love being in nature, folks. I mean, this isn't I can't even talk. This isn't really being out there in the woods or anything like that. I mean, yes, this is considered part of nature. It's like the San Francisco Bay wetlands is what they call it. But if you can't get out to the hiking trails, now there's somebody driving there. Must be one of the employees. I've never seen any car drive on that. Regular car, I've seen, like work trucks and shit like that. I haven't been able to get out to the hiking trails that I normally go to lately. So this is like the next best thing. It's just, it's out in nature, and It's a dirt trail and lots of birds and other critters out here, and it just feels amazing. Another car is coming through. I think that those are probably like employee cars and stuff. And they're driving slow because it's a dirt gravel road. They're probably going to end up paving it with cement once they're done doing whatever they're doing. So let's get back to the topic here. So people have commitment phobia. They're commitment phobes for short, right? Let's speak millennial speak, commitment phobes, because we just cannot say words in full nowadays like commitment phobia, right? Another car. That's a Chevy Tahoe. That'd be fun to drive on that. Going four-wheeling on a road like that would be fun. You know, in the online dating world, people are the most commitment phobic. You know, in the modern world, because men and women both have, I'm super getting distracted by all of these cars that are coming through on this road. And I'm wondering if this is a road that's open to bypass traffic on the freeway. I've never seen that many cars drive down this side road here. I mean, and here's the thing. If they end up putting a road here right by this trail, I mean, that sucks, because part of the beauty of being out here is not hearing cars. Like, you have cars, you know, an eighth of a mile or so, or a quarter of a mile down that way on the freeway, right? But there's a wall there and you really can't hear them. But like when they're right alongside the trail here, you can hear it, and it's really distracting. Like, it distracts you from doing a show like mine, and it also, you know, would be distracting if I'm just out here on a walk and want some peace and quiet, right? Anyway, who knows? We'll see what happens, right? But in this modern world, we have so many options. I've said it before, I'll say it again. And this is another reason why I feel, you know, both men and women are commitment phobic, right? More so women. Why more so women? Because women have more options in the dating world nowadays because of the thirsty beta males, right? And here's the thing, like, when you give people so many options, like I've said before, okay, it gets overwhelming. And then even if you find ladies, if you find a good guy, or guys, you find a good lady to talk to, right? And let's say, you know, you like each other's pictures and profiles, and it works out, right? And you want to meet, right? And then you meet and you hit it off, right? And even if you make out or you're intimate together, does that mean like it's going to work out and, you know, it's going to go to a second or third date? Maybe, maybe not. Why is that? Because men and women are commitment phobic nowadays. They're commitment phobic. They're always thinking that if they settle for someone they're going to be missing out on someone better. And if that's the way you want to look at life, if you want to live your life always wondering if there's something better out there than what you've got, or the grass is greener on the other side, right? Then you're never going to be happy. You're never going to be satisfied. At some point, this is the problem with most people nowadays. At some point, you got to settle. Now, people say don't settle, right? They say don't settle for anything, right? Right? When people say don't settle, when they're speaking about it in the right way, They're not telling you to never settle. They're saying don't settle for something that doesn't satisfy you or fulfill you. Don't settle for second best, right? When you find someone that totally rocks your world, that you feel chemistry for, okay, whether you're a man or a woman, you meet up, it's electric, you get along, the romance is great, you have great conversations, you enjoy each other's company, right? You don't get bored of each other. Why would you not want to settle for that, right? Why would you not want to settle for that? If you've got it that great, that good, right? Isn't that what you want? But even then, some people still leave their options open and explore other options when what they truly want that would make them fulfilled and happy for life is right there in front of them, right? That's the problem we have nowadays, right? That is the problem we have. And because of that, people are afraid to settle. Another reason is because they've settled before in the past and it didn't work out. Like I was saying earlier, you know, the women that are commitment phobes, right? And the women that will do more to avoid pain than to gain pleasure after they've gone through one or two bad breakups, right? Or breakups in general, right? And they still want a good man, the company of a man, but they fear getting hurt. They don't want to ever feel that hurt and pain again, right? So they put their guard up and they focus more on protecting their heart from getting hurt than doing things that will make their heart feel loved, appreciated, and cared for, right? I myself have really never had a fear of commitment to anything, right? Now, have I invested time with women in the past and in other aspects of life? Have I invested time with people that ended up not being worthy of my time or were a waste of my time? Sure, but how was I going to know that unless I gave them the chance to get to know them, right? And when you're younger, you don't have a lot of experience with people and you just don't understand certain things that you understand better when you grow up, such as learning how to better properly vet not only people you're dating, but people you're friends with, right? Business partners, or, anywhere you would work in the workforce, properly vet your company and their management. Is that a place that you would enjoy working at? See, when we're younger, we don't have enough data in our minds or experience in our minds to know what to look for so we can properly vet all people that cross our paths and see from the get-go if they're worthy of being a part of our life or not. And properly vetting people has nothing to do with a fear of commitment. It has to do with wasting your time with people that were never going to be your friend or your girlfriend or boyfriend or anything like that for the right reasons, right? Instead of fearing commitment, give me a second here. Beautiful. It is Friday. Instead of fearing commitment, how about we learn how to better qualify and properly vet people? But leave an open mind, an open heart, an open soul. Leave our guards down, right? Because if we leave our guards up, we're basically closing everyone and everything off. So if you're going to, my question to ask you, guys and gals that have their guards up, it's more so the women because they're emotional beings, but some guys have their guard up too, right? Okay. For you folks that have your guards up, right? What do you expect to get when you shut the door on everything. It's funny how the people that have their guards up are somehow miraculously expecting people to just enter their lives and make them happy, right? And these people expect to have what they want while they have their guard up or their doors closed, right? How the hell can anyone, have a chance with you when you have a fort up in front of you or a steel door, right? Or a fence with the electrical current running through it. So if you even try to break in, you get electrocuted, right? That's how guarded some people are, right? You're not going to get anywhere in life if you're guarded and you're closed off and you fear commitment. You've got to get over your fear of commitment. Same thing in the business world, right? This is not only true when it comes to dating relationships and stuff like that. This has to do also with business partnerships in the entrepreneurial world, right? Or even out here on YouTube, I've noticed, like a lot of people that I've tried to encounter to collaborate with, that I feel, we would mutually benefit off each other collaborating, help each other out. We would both win, which is what I'm trying to say, win-win, right? I approached them, and they say, oh, yeah, that sounds good, right? Yeah, let's do it, right? Okay. And then I asked them, well, when are you free? Well, how about you contact me in a few days? Let's talk again, and then, we'll figure it out by that point. How many times have you had people give you that bullshit, right? That's a cop-out. That's basically saying that I'm not interested, or it sounds like it's too much for me. It's not that they don't like you. They have a fear of commitment. They're fearing that, is this going to be a productive use of my time? Is this going to get me ahead? Is it going to be worth taking time away from my lady or my man or my family or something, right? All right, people start to overthink things like that. Another thing, don't overthink things. Ladies, you're the queens of overthinking things. Ladies overthink everything, but it's a little more natural for them to do so because they're ladies and they're emotional beings, right? Don't overthink things, right? Okay? If somebody approaches you and they want to work with you on something that you feel would be mutually beneficial, right? And you've gotten to know, like, and trust them, they seem normal and reasonable, why not take a chance, right? Try it one time and see what happens. And if it doesn't feel right or doesn't pan out after that one time, then you can just part ways politely, right? And respectfully, right? But if you don't even try, then you're at a standstill. And then you have no right or reason to complain about why my life sucks, it's boring, I don't enjoy my job, I don't make enough money, I don't have any boyfriend or girlfriend in my life or whatever, right? Well, of course you don't, because you've shut everyone out. You're shutting the world out. Right? If the door's not open, how can people walk in to say even hello to you? Right? If you fear that much getting hurt, right? Or if you focus more of your time avoiding pain, trying to do anything to avoid pain than to gain pleasure, okay, that's a serious issue. That's a serious, could be a mental and emotional issue, right? And if after, hearing someone like me talk about this, if that doesn't make a difference to help turn your life around and change it around, and you're still stuck in that shitty state, right? At that point, you may need some therapy or medication or something to balance you out and regulate you better, right? Because if you close off everything, how are you ever going to get what you want in life? How are you ever going to be able to enjoy life, right? This is how you're making people feel when you're closed off. Let's say you've been going to the same supermarket for 10 years. It's open 24 hours, right? And, one day you're running low on groceries and you go there and there's a closed sign, right? Closed for whatever reason, right? That's going to throw you off, isn't it? You're so used to that door being open, right? You're so used to that door being open where day or night, 24 hours a day, you drive there, you walk in, you get what you need, and you're all good. But this time the door's closed, right? I share this because, in essence, that's how you're treating other people when they're trying to approach you to get to know you for whatever reason, whether it be personal or professional. Queen, can you see me okay? I don't know. Like, if I don't hear from you in about a minute or two, I may restart this because my chat could be frozen again. So let me know. I'll try something here. Let me see here. I just hit live chat. I gotta restart this. My chat is not working. It's probably because of the connection. I'll be right back. All right. You wanted to go there. I see you. Yeah, I should be back now. I'm back, and I can see the chat now. No, I know, Queen. I love this trail, and I know what I'm up against technically when I come out here. I know there's a lot of electrical interference. There are cars passing by 101 using the cell tower, sucking up bandwidth, electrical interference from these transmission lines that are running right along the trail. And at one point, I'm running or walking right underneath them. So, it is what it is. No, there have always been cell issues when broadcasting live out here. It used to not be as bad. I think it's gotten a little worse because they're doing a lot of work out here and there's more equipment. There's more electrical interference. So, yeah, it is what it is. The reason why there are so many people unhappy, regardless of whatever aspect of your life you're happy, or maybe you're completely unhappy. Did I say that right? There are people unhappy regardless of whatever aspect of their life that makes them unhappy, right? And it could be complete unhappiness, right? It's all up to you how happy of a person you want to be, and if you want to allow happiness to come into your life, right? I've gotten so good at properly vetting or qualifying people, another word to say, that explains what vetting somebody means, okay? I've gotten so good at properly vetting / qualifying people that the first thing I always look for, whether it's business or personal, right? Now, I'm not looking for anything personal because, like I keep saying, I have a lady, right? But if I was single, I'd be looking to see how happy the woman is. What kind of an attitude does she have? Give me a second here. There's some people coming on the trail. It's a mother and her 2 young daughters. One of the daughters, like, probably 14 or 15. And her older daughter, the 15-year-old, gave me a hard look. I'm like, You got to be kidding me. We got the next set of women with attitudes, you know, being raised right now. That's Gen Z right there. That's Gen Z and Alpha generation. The other one is under 10. One of them is over 10. So one is Gen Z, one is Alpha. And there's the mother, who's probably Gen X, like myself. Or could be possibility of her being millennial. And then the older one just looked back at me again. It's like, I'm just doing a show. Like, I'm minding my own business. What, are you afraid that, I'm going to go bother you? And here's the thing. Like, this is the thing, and this happening right now proves the point. Like, a lot of women nowadays, they live in fear, right? They live in fear that any man, around them is just going to be bad. See, the thing with women nowadays, because of what they've experienced since they've been liberated, and because of some bad relationships they may have had with a few men, they end up assuming that every man is like that or could be like that, right? Now, anyone can be anyone, right? But most people are good people. And again, if you're going to live your life in a state of fear regarding all aspects, you're not going to enjoy life, because you're not going to be able to attract any decent person into your life. If you live in a life of fear, like that just gets old, and it's ridiculous, right? It's unhealthy, right? Another situation here, another story. My lady, not as much anymore. She's finally beginning to settle in and feel really safe in our relationship, right? Which is a good thing, because I've done whatever I can to make her feel that way, or to help her feel that way, right? Because I care. But up until maybe the last month or so, before that, she always lived in the fear that I wouldn't want to see her again after each date we would go on. She would always think of it like it was our last date. I kept trying to tell her I'm not going anywhere. I don't know what more it's going to take, right? But it was a mindset of fear that she had placed upon herself because of past relationships she's been in, right? With some not so decent guys, right? I'm going to wait here a second, because there are some people that are just in the middle of the trail and they stop to take pictures. It's a beautiful shot right here. I'm actually getting pretty tired, to be honest with you. I've been walking a lot this week. I don't know if I'm going to go to the other side. I may just do 3.5 miles or so. Not like 4.5. Well, let's keep going. We'll see. I'm getting towards the end. I'll probably go to the other side. Push myself, right? Am I overextending myself if I go over there? Maybe a little, but not really. It's not that big of a deal. I've just been walking a little bit further than I normally do every day this week. So it's beginning to, catch up to me. It may be time to take a day off from walking. And every now and then, that's no problem. Taking one day off, that's actually good. It throws your body off a little bit, to the point of where it keeps your metabolism, fired up on all cylinders and burning at an optimal level. This dude and this woman keep stopping to take pictures. Like, look. All right. They're probably not from around here. They're probably visiting, and they're like, wow, this is gorgeous. This is beautiful. I wish we had this in our area. Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. We are at an hour and 20 minutes or so. I know we had one cut off. We've got 10 people here in the box, 4 thumbs up. Thank you to everyone that's here right now. Again, if you're getting value from this stream or other streams or other content that I put out, please, thumb me up. I'd appreciate it. Please like, share it out, subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. You need to be subscribed for a minimum of 24 hours to be able to chat in my live stream chats. I do that as a, filter method of people that really want to be here and people that don't, like trolls. It helps weed out the trolls. Plus, ever since YouTube added the feature where you can set it to only allow subscribers who've been subscribed to you for a certain amount of time to chat, why would you not want to have that? Why would you not want to only have people that are subscribed to you to chat, right? Especially if you're in a positive channel like mine. If you're in a drama shit show channel, then I can see you leaving it wide open because, the more craziness, that happens on these drama live stream panels, I guess the better off it is for whatever they're trying to accomplish. But for someone like me that's, I have a target audience. I have a refined target audience, which could honestly be anyone, as long as, you are tired of drama and, you're tired of trolling and hate and you really want to, turn your life around in a positive way and you're seeking positive content, right? So that's why, I filter it out to subscribers only. Got some people coming behind me. They're still far enough behind. Almost at the end of this side here. Back to the entrance. Yeah, I'll probably go to the other side. I'll probably take a little break and sit at the bench over there by that transmission power line, power transmission tower there. And see, this is where a lot of the cutoffs happen, Queen. You see that up ahead right there? You see where those lines cross right across the trail there? High voltage. And it could interfere. I would not be surprised if there was at least a little flickering or I got cut off while going underneath. But we'll see. I'm actually going to keep walking through and not stop. And we'll see what happens. It may also depend on whether there's more than the usual amount of current going through when I'm passing underneath, right? You just never know. So this weekend, I don't know, I may see if some friends of mine or my brother or someone wants to go on a hike. My lady's probably gonna, I don't know if she's gonna call in sick all weekend and just rest. While she's doing that, I may take advantage of this time where we're not talking by phone at least to go on a nice hike that I haven't done in a while. And her and I will go hiking at some point in the future. We're just trying to, take care of all of her health issues, which we're beginning to realize that she doesn't really have any health issues. She's just suffering from exhaustion because of her work, and then still trying to make time for everyone else on top of her crazy work schedule. So, baby, if you're watching, we're going to go hiking at some point when you're ready, when the time is right. In the meantime, while you rest off your exhaustion this weekend, I'm going to see if somebody wants to go on a hike tomorrow. So who knows? I may not even put out any content tomorrow. We'll see. Keep it locked here. Subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications, so you'll know, right? if I do decide to go hiking, I'll probably put a community post. So you always want to check out my community tab for the latest. I haven't posted a lot on my community tab, and I typically don't post a lot. As my audience starts to grow, it's been starting to grow with newer people, with good people, right? As it continues to grow, when I start getting some more interaction and traction with people that are here from actual content, the right people. All right, we're coming around the corner here. I don't know how much of that you folks heard. Let me make sure that we're back live. I don't know how much of what you folks just heard before I got cut off, but yeah. You see what I was saying, Queen, and anyone else? It's right when I pass those transmission lines right there, it starts to kind of flicker, and then it ends up cutting out, because on one part of the trail, I'm going right below those lines, and then once I go a little further down, I am going underneath those lines right there. Fix my picture, it's only audio again. All right, Queen, I'll be right back. Yeah, Queen, can you see me? I'm back. Can you see me better now? I'll check on the replay. Again, I think it has to do with these electrical transmission lines, these electricity transmission lines. It is what it is. What are you going to do? If I don't go hiking tomorrow, I will probably go to a different location for my walk. Yeah, no picture but audio. Still right now, Lewis? No picture but audio? That must be a YouTube issue. Can you see me now, Lewis? That's odd, because it's showing picture on the screen. Or maybe there's a problem with YouTube internally. You are back? So Lewis, you can see the picture, right? Now? You can see me? You would figure, yeah, hold on, what is he saying? Yes, I can now. Thanks, Lewis. Thank you for being here. How's your day going, by the way? Yeah, you would figure, like with modern technology nowadays and cell towers and stuff, they would figure a way to completely eliminate all electrical interference. But I will tell you, like I've done pre-recorded walking shows or walking videos on this trail here, right? I put my phone in airplane mode. I used to use my Rode Mini shotgun microphone, and there were parts, even with my phone in airplane mode, which turns off the cellular radio on the phone and just records video and audio. There were parts where my audio would cut out because the Rode Mini shotgun microphone I have, Rode did not do a good job of what do you call it? Insulating or they didn't put a good enough shield on the wiring within that mic from electrical interference. So yeah. So honestly, it's not my phone. It's not even the cell tower. It's these damn electrical, transmission towers and lines, right? It is what it is. All right, folks, get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air in about probably 20 minutes. I'm walking the short side of the trail. It's probably a quarter mile or a little more than a quarter mile. out, and then another quarter mile, a little more than a quarter mile back as well too. Technology can be weird sometimes. Yeah, it can be. Lewis, it can be. We've got 14 people here. Please thumb this stream up. Please like, share this out on your community walls, and share this out in group pages that you're a part of on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, wherever. Please help a brother out. I'm really trying to get this message out to as many people as possible because I know I can make a difference in bringing some positivity into people's lives. I greatly appreciate it, folks. It's not easy nowadays. No matter how well you do things, it's not easy to get your message out. You know, in the online dating world, like I keep on saying, it's not easy to find the right person because some people get so overwhelmed with so many matches and they can't make a decision, right? I call that being lost in a sea of love. Similar thing like when you're a content creator. You know, without the right support and people helping you out to get your message out to the right people and to even get some kind of traction if you know, by people helping you out. If they don't help you, like you basically are going to be lost. Your message will be lost in the sea of love. And humbly speaking, folks, there aren't that many people that create positive content anymore that truly care about your best interest. Wow. I'm stepping in on some mud right here, and I swear, and these are my older hiking boots that don't have a whole lot of traction on them. I'm just trying to wear them down to the ground. I'll probably wear my new hiking boots tomorrow if I go hiking. I also bought some trail runners finally that I could be wearing on this trail, but I just haven't opened them up yet. I mean, I haven't used them yet. They're still new. It's like whenever you have new shoes, like they're awesome to wear and use and they look good, but you know, the moment you wear them and get them dirty, they're not new anymore, right? I'm sure you folks are with me on that one. Got a beautiful view behind me. And in front of me, this is what I have. The beautiful sun. Oh, I was hearing that plane. I couldn't see it. It was flying right over me. Just should you want on my community? Oh, you meant to say just shared you out? Thank you, Lewis, for sharing me out, bro. I know I need to catch up to share a bunch of your stuff out, brother. Thank you, Lewis. I really appreciate it, man. How's your sister Adelaide doing and your mother? Are they doing all right? I know we talked in the Coach Eli private group page on Facebook, but it's a little more personable here. At least you can hear me and see me, right? Again, folks, get your questions, comments, concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air probably in about 15 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes or so. I'm going to go to the end and go up on the observation deck. I know there's somebody coming behind me, so I don't know. They may end up going to the deck, and maybe I might not. Or I might just pull over and let them pass, which is what I will do. That's what I'm going to do. You're welcome, says Lewis. Yeah, it's weird. Like I've got 4 likes today. I can't even talk. I've got 4 likes today towards the end of the stream, and for the last several streams, I've had at least 8 likes or 10 likes by this point. And it just goes to show, like every day is different. When you're a content creator, no matter, how good you are at what you do or how consistent you are, it's like every day is different and you just have to understand that, right? Some days are going to be better than others, right? So that person is an older lady, probably in her 70s or maybe even 80s. And she's walking with yellowish rain gear. I mean, you tell me, is that rain gear? I'm zooming in, I think as far as I can zoom in. Right, she's up ahead, right? I mean, why would you wear rain gear on a trail like this when there's no rain in sight? I mean, to each its own, right? I don't know. It is what it is. Everybody's body is different. Everybody, needs different levels of warmth that different types of jackets and pants can bring you, right? Maybe she likes the rain gear because it's a little bit lighter and doesn't overheat her. Whereas wearing what I wear, is more for insulation and to keep your body heat within you, right? And even though it's only it's probably about 62 degrees here right now. It's not really that cold, but because I've been, recovering from the flu, from a mild version of the flu, my body feels colder than normal, right? So I'm keeping my body at a warmer level on purpose by bundling up, even when I don't really need to be this bundled up under normal circumstances. So yeah, everyone has their own reasons why they wear, what they feel most comfortable in. It is what it is, Got 13 people here. Got 4 thumbs up. Please, let's try to get it to at least 6 or 7 thumbs up, before we go off the air, folks. I'd appreciate it. Where are all the people that have been thumbing me up lately? Where are you? Are you taking Friday off? That's all good. It's all right. Yeah, I'll tell you today. I am definitely. I'm feeling really hungry. I think because I've been between when I was doing the streams at the park and the streams I've been doing here lately for the last, I think, 3 days or so, I've been walking the entire length. And I've been walking at least 4 to 5 miles a day. And there was one day at the park I even walked 6 miles. I think that I've been burning so many extra calories, and I haven't been really eating more than I normally do. So I think I'm just hungry as hell because I'm feeling my energy go down a little bit. I mean, I feel fine, but I'm feeling my energy go down a little bit because I'm fully hungry. I'm like I could eat a cow right now. That's how hungry I am. And after, doing another 4+ miles here today, I feel I've earned the right to eat a whole cow. My woman, I was mentioning this the other day, my woman, I'm going to go up to the observation deck because there's somebody else coming, the older lady, nice older lady, just came up and then came right back down. There's somebody else coming, so I want to come up here just for a second. Now there's a jogger coming pretty fast. Maybe they'll just pop up here and turn around. They're coming up here. I'll probably just turn around. I'm going to wait a second. Give you a view of the beautiful sun. So this dude's cranking the music. Went over here, touched the wood, and then just came right back down. Now there's somebody else coming up here. So I'm going to come down before they come up. It's an older gentleman. Moving off to the side, he's got a mask on. Letting me pass. Thank you. I'm gonna come over here and just sit down for a couple minutes, a minute or two, right by the water. Love this bench here. This is one of my favorite benches to sit at this trail. I can see you and hear you loud and clear. Thank you, Lewis. That is great. 7 thumbs up. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the 7 thumbs up. It's all good. It's all good. Inhale. Exhale. Could literally just sit here for hours. Wow, those ducks were hauling ass, and then they touched down on the water, and I heard them skid on the water. That was pretty cool. You folks probably couldn't hear that on the mic, but I heard it with my ears. That was pretty cool. Beautiful. This guy's so beautiful today. All right, folks, I'm going to start to head back. Get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. We'll be going off the air probably in about 10 to 12 minutes or so. Let me wait for this guy to get a little bit of a head start so I don't catch up to him, or when I speak loud, I won't be interrupting him. So, folks, you got to let go of your fear of commitment regarding all aspects of life if you want to truly enjoy your life. You've got to leave your options open, right? And when I say leave your options open, I don't mean like if you find, ladies, if you find a guy you truly love and are attracted to, and same thing for guys on the flip side with a lady, I'm not saying leave your options open in that situation. Okay? The whole point here is that, you know, you gotta leave your options open. You gotta take chances and risks in order to have what you want and get what you want, right? And it just, you know, it just behooves me what I see today. How much of a walking contradiction most people are, right? Especially the ladies. And again, it's almost like pointless to get on the ladies for this because they're emotional beings. And the reason why ladies, you know, always come off as a walking contradiction is because of their emotions. Their emotions rise and fall like the sea, right? And that's just normal for them, right? And with ladies, you can go on a date with a lady and make out with her or even be intimate with her. And then you know, she leaves or you drop her off or whatever, right? and then she sleeps it off. The next morning, she regrets doing what she did, and she no longer wants to see you again, right? Because that's what happens with some women. That's what happens. Like, you know, they overthink things, right? When something is so good that they're not used to having, sometimes will overwhelm them, right? Will overwhelm them so much to the point of where they intentionally sabotage it from going further. Why? Because people will do a lot more to avoid pain than they will do to gain pleasure, because they're afraid of getting hurt. They're afraid to risk any pain, any minimal pain that they'll feel, to gain something incredible and amazing, right? These are the things / principles I try to teach people. That took me a lifetime to learn, and I'm still learning each and every day. Because a good coach was once a student, and a good coach, or an even better coach, is one that is always a student. You see, folks, damn, that thing is really super loud. Like, some of those older planes are so loud. The newer ones are just so much more quiet, right? I literally could hear that thing buzzing like a mile away. I'm just starving right now. I haven't been this hungry in quite some time. Whenever I have this feeling, it is because I have been exuding more energy than taking energy in, which, food is energy, right? Like, I know I've been working out a lot and burning a lot more calories than normal, than usual, by the way I'm feeling right now. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but what my body's telling me right now is that you need to lay down and rest. You're getting out, you're getting your walks in, you're working your muscles, you're doing your cardio and stuff like that. But now it's time for you to go and lay on the couch. You earned it, you deserve it. Get yourself some food, kick up your feet, watch some Netflix or Amazon Prime Video or whatever, and enjoy, right? Another great week of walking streams here. I hope you folks are, getting good value from these. I want to get to the point where we have a consistent, good audience here that truly wants to learn, has questions to ask, and I want you folks to ask questions, any type of questions that you have regarding your business and personal lives. Okay? You can ask my opinion on things, and I'll share my opinions based on my experiences with my lady or with my family or friends or other people I've experienced things with, right? And as long as you're here and you're not trolling and you're not looking to say something snarky about myself or my girlfriend or family, I will answer anything. I want to get to the point where these walking live streams, and even the in-studio ones, but more so these walking live streams, because these are a little more personable. I'm out in the open, right? It's not as formal as the ones in the studio. I want to get to the point where we have so much engagement and We're all getting somewhere. We're all learning from each other. Because like I said, you know, a good coach is also a good student. An even better coach will always be a student at the same time. All right. Folks, open your hearts, open your souls, your minds. Allow people into your life. Give people chances. All right, come over here. There's a lot of people walking everywhere today, trying to avoid people for many reasons, including the fact that I don't have a mask on, even though the mask mandate's going to be ending here soon. But it's all good. It cleared up. So on Fridays, people here in the high-tech industry, a lot of them get off work early. So on a normal weekday, it wouldn't be as busy. But this is the weekend, and actually, I believe it's a holiday weekend. What is it? President's Day on Monday, right? And I think I heard some people even have a 4-day weekend. So some people even have Friday off. So that could be it too. Why there's an abundance of people here today. When you're an entrepreneur, every day's a fucking holiday. You know why? Not because you're not working, you're working. Because when you love what you do, it's not work. So as an entrepreneur, every day is a holiday. And that's why I also can help people, with their business aspects, not just personal. If you're looking to transition into becoming a self-employed entrepreneur and leave the corporate workforce, and you want to time it right so you have enough money to carry you through in the meantime, right? Or you work a part-time job while you grow your entrepreneurial business, I can help you with that. And that way you'll have the quality of life you want with unlimited income earning potential, only limited to how much you want to make. It's up to you. But I'm not going to drag this on anymore, folks, because I may get cut off under these transmission lines. Let me come over here so I'm away. I may or may not be back tonight. I don't know. It all depends on how I feel later. I've been wanting to do an in-studio stream. If you don't hear back from me tonight, meaning going live from the studio, then I may be back at some point tomorrow. If you don't hear from me tomorrow, then I'm hiking, and I will probably be back on Sunday, which is what I'm trying to say. With that being said, thank you to everyone for being here. Thank you to Queen Helen Casey for being here. Thank you to Lewis Fuller for being here, and anyone else that was watching behind the scenes. Have yourselves a great evening, great night, or great day if you're somewhere else in a different country and it's daytime. Take care, and as always, be good to each other.